Good afternoon everybody and welcome to Herronbrook Farm Kitchen. It is
fantastic to have you with us as always.
And what we're going to be doing today, a little bit different, we've got Jackie with us, is the clue is right in front of you, going to be making our world famous lasagna, which people absolutely rave about and you've been asking us about on YouTube, in the comments and on Facebook. So today we're going to make lasagna. There's three components that we need to cover. We need a beef ragu. Well, the great news is we've got another video all about making a beef ragu, and if you click on the link up there, you can watch that one. We're going to need some pasta sheets, so Jackie's going to make some pasta sheets in a moment, and then I'm going to finish it off by making the bechamel sauce that will combine it all together. So we're going to start off with Jackie making the pasta sheets. So the first thing we're going to do is take a look at the ingredients for those.
So let's have a look at the ingredients we use. Pasta is a really basic food, doesn't have many ingredients, and we start with an Italian double O flour. We have 300 grams of that, 100 grams of semolina, that gives it a nice crunch, 5 eggs, these are some that our girls have laid earlier today, extra virgin olive oil, about 30 millilitres, a good healthy glug. I've never weighed it, it probably is about 30 millilitres, and a little bit of water. May or may not need that, you just have to judge that at the time. That's it, that's all it is. So we put the dry goods in first, the flour, the semolina, so there's 400 grams in there of those. So it's about 1 egg, just over 1 egg per 100 grams. I can go straight in there. So that's 4 eggs I've put in there. I know I said I use 5. I do use the 5th egg as an extra yolk. Because of that, I shouldn't need to add any water. There's a decent glug of olive oil going in, as I said, about 30 millilitres. Pop that in the mixer. This will be quite stiff, so you can't do much mixing with it. You probably end up finishing it off by hand. We'll just start it on slow because of all that flour. So bring it out onto your worktop at this stage. And it's quite heavy, it's much heavier than a bread dough. It's quite sticky, so you just bring it together into a ball at this stage. Okay, I'm just going to pause there and grab some flour. Alright, so a little bit of the same flour that you've used in it. You're just getting it into, you feel the texture change as it softens. There, that's lovely. It's now come together as a ball. Don't really need any more flour. You're just working it a little bit. I'm going to let the machine do most of the work. So I've just set up my roller. I used to roll it all by hand, and you can do. Quite hard work because this is a really heavy dough, much harder than rolling out pastry, but you can, and I did for years. So just grab my dough scraper. I do it in 2 halves. It's all about making it manageable. So leave 1 half out of the way. Still a little bit grainy, it will soften, so keep the flour handy. Just make a pointy end, just going to go straight into the rollers. Okay, so there we are. Just got a little twist in the end of that one at the end as I reach to turn the power off the machine, but we've got plenty, more than enough pasta now to make our lasagna. So I'll get this cleared away and then we'll come back for the bechamel sauce.
Wow, amazing pasta. Okay, let's talk about the ingredients for the final component, the bechamel sauce. You're going to need 120 grams of plain flour and 120 grams of butter, which we're going to just dice up and put in a pan. You're going to need about 500 ml of whole milk, and I've got in there about 140 grams of cheese, which I'm going to melt into the bechamel just to make it a cheesy sauce, which is how we like to do it. So let's jump in and make the bechamel. Okay, we'll get started on the bechamel. So I've got the butter just cut up in the pan here. I'm going to go on a medium heat and we're going to get that melted. And I forgot to say when I was doing the ingredients, I do like to put a tiny bit of Dijon mustard, maybe a teaspoon of Dijon mustard in at the end. And obviously we'll also be putting in some salt and pepper just to season it. So I'll fast forward through this bit whilst the butter melts, and we'll get back to you once it's sizzling. Okay, and as you can probably see, that butter's now completely melted and is just starting to sizzle. I'm going to go straight in with all of the flour, and then just using my spatula here, just combine that, turn the heat down a little bit. You just want to make sure that all of that flour has disappeared and is incorporated with the butter, and then you just want to leave that to cook in a little bit. So as you can see, that's now just starting to look dry, and what that means is I can start going in with the milk. I'm going to change to the whisk. I'm going to go in with quite a lot of milk to start with. And we have to keep whisking now, that's how we stop it from going lumpy. Make sure we drag in all the bits from the side. Looks horrible at this stage, always does. Always looks like it's never going to come together, and then magically it does. And you can probably see now that's starting to thicken appreciably, which means it's time to go in with a bit more milk. And all the while here I'm under a sort of medium-low heat, which is just enough to get this cooking. So I'm going to keep whisking this until it's done, and then we'll get the cheese in. So if you come in a bit closer now, you'll be able to see that this has changed in consistency, and it's gone glossy, it's completely smooth, there's no lumps in it. So there we go, that's looking beautiful. So I'm going to turn the heat off now, and if I'm going to take it off the heat, I'm going to go in with a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, just give it a bit of bite. I'm going to go in with some salt, and we need to be reasonably generous with the salt. And some pepper. And then keep whisking away, get all of that combined, and then we can start to go in with the cheese. And at this stage you can switch back to your spatula, because otherwise, and trust me, I've seen it happen, the cheese will get all stuck inside your whisk, and you'll have the devil's own job to get it out again. Get the last of that in. So you can put it back on the heat if it's a bit stubborn and the cheese won't melt at this stage. And if you come in a bit closer now, you can see got a beautiful, rich sauce, and I would say we're good to go. And the final thing I need to do is just have a little taste. Absolutely perfect. Okay, so I think we're ready to start assembling. So we've buttered the dish, and we're going to start with a layer of pasta. Indeed.
So there's always plenty of this. You can cut off any bits that you're not liking the look of.
Okay, and I'm going to go on top of that with a layer of this delicious beef ragu that we made in the earlier video. Make sure you check that one out. Okay, so we've got a lovely layer of ragu, and then I'm just going to put some of this lovely cheese sauce on. Do we normally make this much mess?
This is the last layer of pasta, so you want to really make sure you go up the side. You put your egg in.
About to. Okay, so whilst Jackie's doing that, I'm going to put an egg into that sauce, and I'm just going to whisk it round, and what that's going to do is it's going to make it beautiful and rich and delicious, beautiful colour, and it will also slightly souffle up when it cooks, which makes the top even better.
You can leave these little bits over the side if you want to. They crisp up, some people like them. I'll try not to leave too much.
Oh, I've nearly lost the whisk.
More mess.
There we go, look at that, absolutely beautiful. Super, I am now officially covered in cheese sauce. So what I'm going to do now is, normally we'd use Gruyere, but somebody ate it all, and it may very well have been me. I'm going to grate some cheddar on the top, and Jackie is going to see if she can find some paprika to go on the top, and there might be some in that cupboard there. Okay, we found some paprika. So that is it done, ready to go in the oven, looking absolutely stunning. So the oven's been preheating at 200 degrees, it's going to stay at 200 degrees. We're going to cook this for 45 minutes. Beautiful, I can't wait, I'm really hungry. So 45 minutes cooking, 10 minutes of resting, and then we're going to have some great lasagna. We'll see you in 45 minutes. Right, that's it, time has gone off. Let's get it out and see what it looks like. Whoa, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. That will settle down, I know it looks crazy. So we're now going to leave it to stand just for 10 minutes, just to all settle, and then we can cut in and take a look. Stop picking at it.
Oh, it's so gorgeous, it's gorgeous.
Right.
It smells amazing.
Right, that's it, we're done. It's finished.
Can I eat it now?
It looks absolutely stunning. We're all quite hungry. We're about 30 minutes later than we thought we were going to be. The children are moaning, so we need to get it cut into and take a look, because that's what we promised everybody. So can we do that, please?
Of course.
Wow.
There you go.
That looks absolutely delicious.
I'm so hungry now.
Look at that. Absolutely perfect. I'm going to hold it up. You're not going to be able to see. I'm going to just eat some.
Love it when we like a lot of white sauce, because that so many times you get lasagna that just hasn't got much sauce. Oh, love this.
Beautiful. Okay, it's hot, isn't it? Okay, that's it, we're done. We're finished. Thank you ever so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Do remember to subscribe, hit that like button, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye-bye.